Okay guys, first of all we learned to tie, the last time we talked about knots, we learned to tie the classic bowline, making the loop, knot facing towards you, coming through the loop, around the line, back through the loop, grasping these two and pulling, and there's your classic bowline with the standing in the middle of the loop. That loop's, like I say, very awesome, will not cinch down, and it's so easy to untie. You'll never have to cut your rope again if you learn to use these knots. Okay, one of the other ones that we talked about was the Yosemite bowline. I'm going to show you how to tie it right quick. We don't use it that much. I use it a good bit. Used to, especially when I climbed a lot. But you come in, do the classic bowline. The only difference is you want to make sure you got a little extra on this end. Pull your classic bowline. Then you take the standing end, go under and around, and then back through that loop. And then you dress that knot up, pull that knot in, and now you've got the Yosemite bowline that puts the tag in away from you. If you were hooking into a climbing harness, this is a really good knot, and I'm sure that's where it got its name. If you're hooking into a carabiner, you can hook in, and then your knot's right in front of you and the standing end's facing away from you. So that's the Yosemite bowline. We'll tie it one more time for you, so you can practice. Classic bowline. Give a little extra classic bowline. Rabbit comes through out of the hole, runs around the tree, goes back down the hole. That's the riddle of the bowline. There's your bowline. And you take the standing end, loop it around, go through the loop, dress it in, and you've got your Yosemite bowline. It's a good knot for climbing, hooking into your carabiner. Works very well. Let's tie it right here. Classic bowline, go around the item you want to tie to, bring it through, and then back through the loop, grasp these, pull it, and now you've tied that bowline knot, that loop, around that rail on the trailer, and finishing it with a very poorly tied Yosemite. You're going to finish it with a Yosemite bowline. And now you've got your Yosemite bowline. You've got this tied around this rail, so you could use this to pull. If you were trying to pull this trailer or whatever, you could use it to do that. That's one way that you can attach that, using that bowline knot, attach that loop around something. You make your loop regular way. At that point, go ahead and go around whatever it is you want to tie to. Bring it through, around and back through the loop. Pull it. You got your bowline knot tied, and it's very tight, and it won't cinch up. It will not cinch up, and no matter how much pressure you put on it, you're going to be able to untie it. All right, that's the classic bowline and the Yosemite bowline. Okay, so we talked about the classic bowline and we talked about the Yosemite bowline. Now I'm going to show you how to tie this using that bowline knot around this rail on this trailer a different way. Go ahead and bring that around the trailer. Go ahead and drop your rope around it. Then come here, make your loop. Go ahead and go around this part of the rope. Then tie your bowline around through, and then cinch that up, and that is a running bowline. It cinches up around whatever it is you're trying to pull. If I were hooking to this, let me show you how I would do it. I would do it just like I said. Go ahead and take the rope, put it around, hang it through. Give yourself a good bit of space there with the rope, and then tie your bowline knot. Come through the loop, if I can catch up with the rope, and through the loop, around the end, standing in, back through, cinch it down. You've got your bowline, then pull it through, and then since I tied it long, I can come here and I can have that cinched down with this bowline knot right here holding, and there's no possible way that that's going to give away. So you got your bowline knot here, you got hooked to the trailer here with the bowline knot. Pull on it all you want to, hook a truck to it, whatever you want to do, winch to it. Not going to cinch it down. Then when you get through, you simply untie it and you're done. The running bowline is a very handy knot to use, and because with a rope 100 foot long, and if you want to tie to this tree right here, that's when you would definitely use a running bowline. Now, you would throw the rope around. Once you get the rope around, you would go ahead and come through, pass it under this rope, make your bowline knot. I'm sorry. You would tie your bowline knot, and then you would cinch it up around this tree, and it ain't gonna give. You can put all the pressure you want to on that rope, and it's not gonna give, and you're tied off to that tree. And it's very handy. A lot of people that do a lot of tree work use this rope. This rope. They use this rope, but they use that knot. Show that again. Around the rope. Around the tree. Go ahead and loop under and over on this side. Go ahead and at that point tie your bowline. And then cinch it down. And that is the running bowline. A lot of people can tie it quick. A lot of people can tie it quicker than that. A lot of people can tie it cleaner than that. But that'll get the job done right there. That'll get you hooked to this tree on a running bowline, or hooked to whatever you're hooking to. One more time. Go around the tree. Bring this over. Go ahead and make your loop. Then you can drop that side. Come through your loop, around, back through. Pull your bowline tight. And then there you go. That's the running bowline. And that is, like I say, a super strong knot. And it's there. And it will cinch down, and you don't have to cut your rope, because you can always untie it. That is the running bowline. Okay, the next one I'm going to show you is the bowline on a bite. one of the most handy knots to know, and I'll explain it to you why. But first of all, take this rope and make a loop, bring it up, bring it around and through, just like you're going to tie a square knot. And at that point, stick your hand through that loop and reach over and grab that same rope, the same rope behind you, and then push this loop over your hand, and there's your bowline knot. You can, the handy thing about this is you can tie this knot anywhere along the rope. So let's say this is about a 80-foot rope. Say you wanted to hook to something that's only 40 foot, well, you'd pull over there at that 40, at that whatever it is. We'll say we're wanting to tie to this, the tongue jack on this trailer. It's only 40 foot away. You've got an 80-foot rope. So you come over here at 40 foot, make your loop, bring it around, and like I say, tie just like you're tying a square knot. And then reach through that loop that is made, grasp that same rope and bring this loop over your hand and then pull. And there is your bowline on a bite. And now you can hook to that, whatever. We use this a lot when we're pulling stuff, especially with the winches. We pull with the winch, we pull so far, come back, tie another bowline on a bite, and you can reattach to the, and I'll show you that in a video soon. One more time. Make a loop, lay it over, and tie a square knot. Just tie a square knot. Just a simple square knot. Then reach through that loop, grab that same rope that you're working with, pass that loop over your hand, and there's your bowline. Bowline on a bite. Very, very handy. Learn to tie that knot. Alright guys. Okay guys, one other way that I wanted to show you that you can tie the bowline knot. Not many people tie it this way, but it works very well. And it may be something that you can remember better, I don't know. But take the rope. This is your working end over here to my right, standing in to my left. Make your loop, open it towards you. Then take that loop and fold it across itself and bring that rope in through that loop. Let me show you again. Bring it, make the loop, then fold that loop over on itself and bring that rope, create another loop. Then you take the standing end of the rope and just run it through and hold it, and it creates the bowline knot, the classic bowline. Let me show you that one more time. Like I say, not many people do it this way, but sometimes it can come in handy. Make your loop, just like we talked about earlier, and then fold your loop and bring the rope and create a second loop in that loop. Take your standing end, bring it through the second loop that you created, grab it right there, bring that in, and there's your classic bowline. Like I say, not many people tie it that way, but it's good to know all the different ways that you can tie that knot, because it could come in handy, I promise. Alright guys, that gets you the classic bowline, the Yosemite bowline, running bowline, and bowline on a bite. That was kind of quick, but we'll be using these knots when we start the part of of showing you how to use the knots, and I'm going to prove to you how much pressure these things will take and still untie very easy. So there you go. There's a few knots to work on. Any kind of rope you got, you can practice with, and we'll talk about rope a little bit later on in a different video. All right, guys. Peace.